Spreading all around my room, my world's so bright, it's hard to breathe, but that's alright. Hush.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video here on the World of Juice channel, and welcome to another 2002 Madden rebuild here on Madden 25. And I was thinking to myself when I was going over some of my notes for what I want to do next, what kind of rebuild, going over some of the comments you guys have left, seeing if I want to record that video now or when I want to do it. And then it popped in my head, it dawned on me, how have I not done a fantasy draft rebuild with this 2002 roster? So I was like, you know what? Since I haven't done it yet, I might as well do that one now. So here we are. We are going to be doing a fantasy draft rebuild with the 2002 roster that we've been using for some of these other rebuilds, like the Charger rebuild, the Colts rebuild, among others that I don't remember right now. You've seen them all. So we're going to be using the Vegas Raiders, or I guess at this point they were the Oakland Raiders. But we're going to be using the Raiders because I just want to say the Raiders. And because I wasn't probably going to rebuild the Raiders in this era anyway, but I had to choose a team. I chose a random team. It happens to be the Raiders. So that's the team that we are going to be using today to try to get a championship. It's funny because the Raiders actually were in the Super Bowl in this era. They lost it to the Bucks, but in this time frame, they were in. They played in the Super Bowl, but they didn't get it done. So we'll see if we can actually do that here. But I'm curious to see what draft pick we're gonna get because that could lead us to a really good quarterback. And if you get a really good quarterback in any era, you're gonna be off to the races pretty soon. So, and I'm very curious to see how these Raider playbooks are. Are they gonna be good, or how are they gonna be used? Because I was shocked when we did the Charger rebuild with Drew Brees. I was absolutely shocked that we were so good so early on. Those Charger playbooks combined with the players that we had, which was really just LaDainian Tomlinson at that point. We were winning games and making the playoffs early on, and it was weird. So, are the Raider playbooks going to be just as good? Maybe better, maybe worse. I don't know. It's all going to be figured out today as we rebuild the Raiders with a fantasy draft. If you're going to enjoy, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, join the Juice Club, and let's go rebuild the Raiders. So here we are, start the fantasy draft. I will click this button in a moment, and we will see what draft pick we are going to have. Hopefully, what do I want? Do I want a top pick? Because if I'm not going to have like one of the first three, then I'd probably would rather have one in the bottom because I think... Actually, no, it's not a snake draft, so I'd probably rather have one at the top. I was thinking it was a snake draft for a second. We would be like at the bottom, then we'd be at the top next round, but we're the same pick every single time. So I'd rather have one at the beginning. But let's find out. What pick are we gonna have? Start drafting. Who are we gonna get? Oh my god, we have the 26th overall pick. Wow. So here you can see everybody that's off the board. I probably would have taken Michael Vick. But Randy Moss is gone. Terrell Owens is gone. I mean, 26 pick is brutal. Okay, I guess we'll have to figure out what we're doing here. So we got to search probably by maybe by just overall. See who's on the board. Marshall Faulk. We could get LaDainian Tomlinson. We saw how good he was for the Chargers rebuild. Urlacher, Orlando Pace. We got to get a guy that we know we're not going to be able to trade for. And somebody that's preferably decently young so that we don't have to worry about like retirement or anything. I think I'm going to take LaDainian Thompson. I know I joked about it, but it's really just him or Orlando Pace, I think, are probably the two guys that I would go for. I mean, I've never had Priest Holmes. Maybe I'd take Priest Holmes. How old is Priest Holmes? Priest Holmes is 28. I'd probably rather prefer LaDainian Tomlinson because he is like 23, right? Yeah, he's 23. I'm going to take LT. I know I just had him in the Charger rebuild, but I can't pass up on LT. He's on the board. Got to grab him. Second round action. Keyshawn's here, but he's a little bit older. What are the quarterbacks looking like here? We've got... Oh, God. Okay, we're going to need to draft a quarterback quickly because there is nobody left. That's not good. We already have our running back. What about wide receivers? We got Jerry Rice, but he's super old. Joe Horn. We've seen Joe Horn ball out with a good quarterback. Isaac Bruce, Marty Booker, Torrey Holt. We've seen him do well. Reggie Wayne. Okay, so receivers we can stay pretty young. We've got Steve Smith, Chad Johnson. A lot of these younger guys are still on the board. We don't have to take them right now, I don't think. At least I hope not. Tight end, we should probably get a good one, but I'm not going to right now. Orlando Pace is gone, unfortunately. Walter Jones, how old's Walter? Walter's 28. Probably wouldn't be bad to get a number one left tackle. Oh God, the right guards are garbage. Wow. Okay, that can't be everybody, right? I think that's every. Oh my God. Okay, right guard, we're gonna be in trouble. But we should probably get a defensive guy as well. Bruce Smith's too old. Justin Smith, I did see down there. We've seen him develop like crazy. Hmm. Ray Lewis is still available. I've never had Ray Lewis before. I think I might take Ray just for the fact that we've never had him before. And he's not super old. He's like 25, right? 27. I mean, I'm going to take Ray Lewis. I've never had Ray Lewis in one of these rebuilds because I've never rebuilt the Ravens. So we're going to take Ray. We got LT and Ray Lewis with our first two picks. Should I just go super young the rest of the way? Just get a bunch of young guys and hope that they develop? Oh, I should have taken Eddie George. I love me some Eddie George. Um, what's the wide receiver position looking like? We can hold off a little bit longer on wide receiver. We don't have to go too crazy right now. We should probably get a tight end. And I think Shannon Sharp's a little too old, right? He's 34. I'd love to get Shannon Sharp. Todd Heap or Jeremy Shockey. 22 for Todd Heap. What's Shockey? Shockey's 22, but he's got hidden dev. I'm going to take Jeremy Shockey here. Probably a little bit early for that, but got to secure a tight end so we don't have to worry about it in the future. We also got to worry about wide receiver, and we got to worry about offensive line. Let's go here. Let's start taking wide receiver. So Steve Smith got grabbed. That's a little bit annoying. I was hoping he would still be around. I'm probably going to grab Reggie Wayne. I know he doesn't have a dev trait, but we're going to grab Reggie. And then I'll probably grab Chad Johnson. Most likely. If we can grab Chad. Jimmy Smith, Lavernius Coles. Let's grab Chad Johnson. So then we'll have Reggie Wayne and Chad Johnson as our two receivers. So we're pretty good on that. We can kind of hold off on receiver now. We got to get some offensive linemen, that's for sure. Left tackle starting to go down a little bit. Matt Light is available. I'm a big Matt Light guy, and he's only 24 years old. So I'm going to take Matt Light. That's a big left tackle off the board. What about... Got to get a center. Jeff Saturday, but he's a little bit older. Okay, we might be on the bad end here. Let's go by player age. Is there going to be any young ones? There's Kenyatta Walker. We always sign him in free agency, so we might as well get him here. Yeah, he's a 79. He's 23. That's a nice right tackle to grab. So we've got our two bookends. We got our left tackle, right tackle. What else do we need to get? Probably a center. So let's look by age for that. Is there going to be a young center that we could grab? Dominic Raiola, Dylan's dad. He's young and he's a decent overall. He's probably the best option we have. How old is Jeff Saturday in this? He's 27. I'll take Jeff Saturday. We can always replace him if we need to. Now we just need the guards. But, Steve Hutchinson's still available. And he's only 24. Perfect. There's a left guard. Beautiful. Now we just need a right guard. I also probably should look at corner, safeties, all that kind of stuff, obviously. Jason Seorn Prime? How old's Prime? Prime's 35. I'm going to take Prime. I know that's old, but I've never had him in one of these, so might as well get him. And we need a corner. Safeties. What about age? Some of these young free safeties. Might just have to go overall for these guys because I'm not seeing anybody that I want. Adrian Wilson is a young, strong safety. He's 22. I'll take Adrian Wilson. Probably could have got him a little bit later, but I'm just trying to get guys at this point. What about some other corners? The league wasn't super deep back in 2002, at least with like top end talent. Let's see. I'm not really seeing any other corners that I want to get. Corner's going to have to be a position we focus on in the rebuild. Any young outside linebackers that we could build around? Not really. What about just overall? Looks like linebacker's going to have to be one as well. Bill Romanowski. How old is Bill? 36. Oh, Bill. I wish you were younger. Scott Fujita. And we saw Ben Lieber develop in the Charger rebuild. This is not looking good for defense. I'll say that much. Ryan Pickett. Albert Hainsworth. Oh, that's huge. Okay, we'll take Albert Hainsworth at D tackle. That's actually really, really big because I've had him in one of my other ones. He develops really well. Quarterback, I probably should get. Randall Cunningham's still available. I know he's super old, but what about player age? All right, we got all the 0 overall guys. Is there a young quarterback we could maybe turn into somebody? Josh McCown, David Gerard. I think we had him in that Jags rebuild. He did okay, I think. Not amazing, but Ryan Leaf. Do I take Ryan Leaf? Jake Delhomme? Jake Delhomme? I might take Ryan. How old is Ryan Leaf? He's 26. I'm going to take Ryan Leaf. I'll change his portrait to make him look more accurate, but I'll take Ryan Leaf to be my quarterback for now because I don't have any other options. What kind of wide receivers are we working with now? We've already got two really good ones. We don't honestly need another one. Deion Branch, I do see. TJ Hushmanzada. Okay. Peter Warwick, I'm a big fan of. Okay. How old's Hoosh? Hoosh is 24. He's a 63 overall. I'll grab TJ. We can come back and grab another guy as well. Because I saw that there was one more that I wanted to get, right? Who was it? Antoine Randall L. Deion Branch, that's who it was. Let's get Deion Branch. Okay, so that's 4 wide receivers. Wide receivers done for right now. We don't have to worry about that. We already got our tight end. We just need a right guard, right? That's the only offensive line position that we needed. Is there gonna be one for me? Right guard's probably gonna be in need. Luckily, David Dahl is in one of the early drafts, so we don't have to worry too long about right guard. We might just let the CPU handle that when they eventually simulate. Oh, our defense is going to be bad, so we're going to have to rebuild the defense fairly quickly. Luckily, a lot of the early drafts have some pretty good defensive players. So I might just sim out now. I know we've only done like 15 picks, but there's not really anybody else that I want. We got Albert Hainsworth. This guy just says delete me. And there's not a ton of outside linebackers. I'll just get Brian Lieber or Ben Lieber, I mean, because we know that he can develop in a rebuild. We saw him do that in the Charger one. Are there any young players just overall that I might be missing? Rudy Johnson, Will Peterson. How old's Will Peterson? He's 23. Another corner. Add him with prime. I'll do up to pick 20, and then we'll go from there. Let's go back to age. It's a lot of running backs. I should probably get a second running back, shouldn't I? We only have LT. TJ Duckett, who's just like the best player. Oh, old Emmitt Smith is here. Ricky Waters. Rudy Johnson. Ron Dane. How old's Ron Dane? Ron Dane's 24. I'll grab Ron Dane to be the backup to LT. And then we got 2 more picks. Take David Gerard. Either be the starter or be the backup. Doesn't really matter. Him or Ryan Leaf. And then the final pick of this draft that I will make is going to be Wayne Gandy still available. Our left tackle's already done. We have Matt Light. Man, there's not a lot of options, is there? Not a lot. Man, this is scraping the bottom of the barrel. There is not a whole lot here. Ahmad Brooks at corner, 67 overall. Hmm. I'm not sure where to go. I keep wanting to go running back, but we just took what's his face? I don't know where to go, man. This is just this is brutal with the amount of or the lack of talent that's available here. There's not even like a good young guy that I could get. Bobby Hoyne. There's no, I don't want anybody. I'm just going to simulate out of it. There's nobody there that I wanted. Absolutely nobody. We're going to sim out of it. We made a few picks. We got some good young players to build around. Having pick number 26 is just a brutal pick to have, especially with no like serpentine style. So our initial roster, I feel like overall we got some nice young talent. I am going to change Ryan Leaf just in case he is the starter. I'll change his portrait to make him look more biblically accurate to what he actually is. So we'll go here. We'll go down to little white boy and find somebody for Ryan Leaf. Who should he look like? He should probably be you can be I don't know, doesn't really matter, does it? You can be this guy. Why not? Generic white boy number 1. There you go. All right. So now his portrait looks a little bit better. Okay. So we've got, let me just generate the best lineup here. It's going to have David Gerard start. So our offense line's not, I'll change Matt Light. That's, what is that, Andrews Pete as his player portrait? We have a decent offensive line. We got some young guys. We got Matt Light. We've got Kenyatta Walker. We've got Steve Hutchinson. So there are some younger guys. Jeff Saturday's a little bit older, but the offensive line is in a decent spot. I know they don't have any dev traits or anything like that, but they are in a decent spot. We'll just give them this guy. Okay. And we got Jeremy Shockey too, so we at least have a tight end. We've got some good wide receivers. We got 4 young wide receivers. We got LT. And then on the defense, we need a lot of work. We've got Albert Hainsworth. We've got no corners really. Adrian Wilson's going to be fun. Ray Lewis is going to be fun. But I didn't really do much on the defense, so we're going to have to really work on that. So this year I'm expecting to be pretty bad for obvious reasons. But we will center the regular season, load into the 2003 draft class, maybe draft Carson Palmer. Who knows? It's going to be interesting to see what happens. But we're going to need defense, that's for sure. So let's get that draft class loaded in. The 2003 NFL draft. We've been over this plenty of times now. We don't need to see much of it. We need a lot of players, which might be if we lose all of our game, well, if we have the number 1 overall pick, maybe we trade out of it, accumulate more picks because we need so much more than just a quarterback. Maybe that's what we do. And Hutchinson, my God, Adrian Wilson has 9 skill points, and Hutchinson has 7. We're off to a good start with the devs, with the development of our guys. That's huge. Hutchinson's an 84 now. Wilson's up to an 82. I mean, that's massive. Hainsworth's up to a 71. We're already seeing good development in the preseason. I'm going to simulate season 1. I'm expecting us to be pretty bad, but I mean, you never know. LT carried the Chargers to a great season, which I didn't expect. Maybe he can do the same for this team. Let's find out. Let's simulate year number 1 and then catch up when it's over. Year 1's in the books, and we went 7-10 with this roster. So let this be known that getting LaDainian Tomlinson on any roster will improve you to at least 7 to 8 wins every single time. He's just that good. So we got to see how he did. Plus these, I mean, he led the. Never mind, we don't have to see how he did. He led the league in rushing yards. He's just the best player of all time. We talked about this in the Charger rebuild. David Gerard had a decent rookie year. The Raider playbook might not be best suited for him. 3,000 yards, 17 touchdowns, 10 interceptions. LaDainian, we know his numbers. He's a freak, 4.6 per carry. I mean, he's not going to be an MVP, but he should. Receiving, 845 for Chad with 5 touchdowns. Shockey was next with 811. That's a little shocky to me. God, I'm funny. Reggie Wayne had 572 and 3. Branch had 460 and 2. Not really a lot, but we don't have a quarterback yet, so it is what it is. Defensively, no surprise. Ray Lewis led the team with 117 tackles. Adrian Wilson, I know Adrian Wilson's going to be a stud. 76 for Lieber, whatever his name is. Still haven't learned how to pronounce it. Peterson at 75. Larimore had 74. Okay. Didn't really know who that is. Hainsworth, 13 tackles for loss. He was in the backfield a lot. Bob Jones with a decent season. He's also a rookie. Okay. Ooh, Leber. I don't know what this dude does, but he simulates really well. 7 sacks for him, 4 for Hainsworth and Jones, 2 for Ray Lewis, 4 interceptions for Ray. I'm glad we drafted him because he's a stud. 2 for a bunch of guys. Prime had 2 picks. Good for him. Good for Prime time. Coach Prime. Okay. We didn't make the playoffs, obviously. We're 7 and 10. And we're not going to have that good of a draft pick, unfortunately. But we still probably are going to be in position to get a decent player. We also need to take a look at dev trade upgrades, see what we're working with here. What positions do we need to upgrade? What positions do we not need to upgrade? LaDainian Tomlinson, by the way, is a 96 overall after 1 season of simulation. He is just that good. Okay, what are we working with here? Offensively, X Factor for Shockey. Awesome. Star Dev for Chad now. Nobody else goes up at all. We knew Matt Light had star. Okay, very interesting. What about defense? We've got ourselves Bob Jones up to star. We knew Ray Lewis had superstar already. That's not a surprise. But Bob Jones is star dev. Interesting. That's it for dev trade upgrades. Wow, okay. Kind of weird, but it is what it is. Let's move on to the Super Bowl. Seahawks and Bills footages. Oh, Seahawks and Bills in the Super Bowl, and it's going to be the Bills taking it from the Hawks. We got to pay some people, most likely. Although in a fantasy draft rebuild, it's tricky to see who needs a new contract because I think all the contracts get like reset or something. So, season recap. Jeff Garcia's MVP of the Super Bowl and MVP of the league. Marty Booker and Peter Bulware are the players of the year. David Carr, so get him off the Texans. He goes and wins Offensive Rookie of the Year. And then Quentin Jammer, who we had in the Charger rebuild, he was pretty good for us. He wins Defensive Rookie of the Year. So we're seeing some new faces win some different awards now that they're off their teams. Players that are ready to negotiate, what kind of contracts are we looking at here? Shockey needs a new one. Matt Light needs a new one. Hushman Zada needs one. And that is it, it looks like. Okay, so we don't have to pay too much money. Shockey's going to be kind of expensive. But we want to bring him back for the entirety of this rebuild video. Because he was like one of our earlier draft picks. So if he just accepts this contract, he should be good. He's going to come back. A little expensive, but it is what it is. I keep saying that. I don't know why. I apologize. Matt Light, bring him back as well. He's only 25, so we should be good for the left tackle. And he's going to come back. We still have 124 million, and we need to get Hushman Zada back. 22 million is a little bit expensive for Hushman Zada, but I'll pay it because I don't want to lose him. He's going to come back. Okay, perfect. And that should be everybody. Yeah, that's everybody. We still have over 100 plus million to do anything in free agency. Although, like I said, with the draft, the fantasy draft, it's kind of hard to figure out what the contracts are going to be. So free agency could be a little bit weird. We have a 22-year-old. Oh my God. Okay. Free agency is kind of elite for corners. The 3 top players in the class are all 26 or under. They're all corners. I'm going to go heavy on Phillip Buchanan. I'm going to pay him so much money that he's going to pass out. He's going to be like Scrooge McDuck. He's going to be swimming in money. If we could pair him alongside Will Peterson, which I think Prime either regressed super heavily or he retired. I would guess retired. So pair him alongside Will Peterson. We're going to be good to go. I'll pay him so much money he won't know what to do with it. And I'll also go after probably Fred Smoot because he's younger, 2 years younger than McQuarters. So if we get these 2 corners, I mean, we're going to be elite. Absolutely elite. Boom, bada bing, bada boom. Hopefully both of them sign. I know that R.W. McQuarters wants to be here, but 3 corners is probably asking a little bit too much. We don't need a strong safety. I could use a free safety, though. I could probably also use a middle linebacker to pair alongside Ray Lewis, so Dan Morgan might not be a bad option. He wants to be here, too. And we have the money, so we might as well pay it. All right, I have two more contracts I can offer. Jamie Nails, 76 overall guard. I might as well just draft David Dahl. Where else do we go? A 26-year-old Marlon McCree at free safety. I did say we needed free safety. Ed Hartwell is a middle linebacker with star dev. I think Roberto Garza. I do like that. Do I want to put an offer on RW? Nah, I'll keep the two guys that we have. I think these are going to be the three offers that we go for. Morgan, Smoot, and Philip Buchanan. And they all sign with us. Perfect. I know I probably overpaid for probably all of them, but we had the money and we had to go against a lot of different teams. So I'm fine with overpaying slightly. Okay, so when we generate the best lineups, our cornerback room is probably done at this point. We add in Dan Morgan. He's how old is he? He's like what, 26 or something like that? He's 24. So perfect. He's the middle linebacker spot's pretty much done now. We just need to get some outside linebackers to pair line. Well, maybe one if Liebert continues to develop. We need to work on the defensive line. Corner's probably done. Maybe add one corner. I don't know. And then the offense, we need to get a right guard and a quarterback, and we're pretty much done there too. So, okay, we're looking pretty good already. And we still have a $60 million. So, we're sitting pretty comfortable right now. Got to see where our draft pick is and where they have us mocked to or who they have us mocked to take. This could be a Terrell Suggs pickup. That would be a nice pairing alongside Ray Lewis, obviously. I did scout D tackle as my main focus, even though I don't necessarily need D tackle. I did scout it. Let me go to free safeties here. I did scout Eugene Wilson. Let me scout a little Donnie Nicky action, a little Buckeye action. Corner. We could add another corner. It's not like the biggest need now with the two signings, but on Asante Samuel, we've seen him develop like crazy. I would not hate that. And then Lance Briggs, we've also seen. So we could come away with a really good class here if we're able to make it work like that. We could certainly have some good things happen. So I'll scout those guys. Wait, where's is David Dahl in this class? It is. Okay, perfect. So we'll just take him, and then that'll be our offensive line finished. If everything goes my way, which it never really does. Let's take a look at that mock, though. What's mock draft number 5 got for us today? So Charles Rogers, number 1. Palmer, 3 to the Patriots. Okay. Suggs is top 5, so it's not going to be a Terrell Suggs draft. I guess I could trade up, but it's probably not worth it. What team are we again? We're the Raiders, right? Okay. We're down here pretty far. Where are we? The heck? Oh, we're number 10. I completely passed this. They have us taking Kevin Williams. I don't hate that. I don't hate that at all. I know we have Hainsworth, so it's probably not the best idea. We probably could trade down and still come away with some good players here. I don't see. Who do I not see? I don't remember. I forgot who I was looking for. Sitting at number 10 is weird because I don't think I'm going to trade up. Probably not. But then we might trade down. Charles Rogers does go number 1, then Dwayne Robertson. So it's kind of a weird draft so far. Palmer goes 3 to the Patriots. They get their guy. Andre Johnson goes to the Colts. I might just. Do I want Terrell Suggs? I'll just skip. Terrell Suggs goes to the Steelers. We could draft somebody here. It could be Palomalu. It could be Kevin Williams. Or we trade down and still come away with some good players. What can I get for 10? Probably nothing too crazy. What can I get for 10? I can get nothing really. If I want to stay in this draft, in this first round, I can't really get anything too good. I can move down to 28, but that's probably not worth it, I don't think. So I'll probably just stick here and take somebody. But then who do I take? Who do I take? Should I take Palomalu and then move Adrian Wilson to free safety? I guess that could work. Probably wouldn't be a bad idea. I don't need a middle linebacker anymore. Hmm. We could get a guy like Rasheed Wallace or Rasheed Mathis. But at 10, that's probably a little bit of a reach. I think I might just do the first thing that I suggested. Just take Troy Polamalu at 10 and then move Adrian Wilson to free safety. He's the number 2 player in the class. We know he's going to be good. That's probably what I'll do. I'll just move Wilson to free safety, and then the safety positions are figured out. Yor got taken the pick ahead of us. So what does this board look like? We don't need a quarterback right now. Well, we're not going to go after one. Wide receiver, nope. Tight end, no. Left tackle, left guard. So David Dahl's still available. We'll keep that in mind. Robert Mathis, we have had him in the past. We know he's good. What about other linebackers? Lance Briggs is still available, and Lance Briggs is probably my guy. Yeah. I think if I can come away with Lance Briggs, Asante Samuel, and David Dahl, that's probably a W draft. So if Asante Samuel is still available in this third round, that's going to be my pick. Let's see if he's still available. Asante is still available around 3 to 4. So we're going to hope that David Dahl is still available in the fourth round. He's a day 3 guy, so we're going to hope and pray that he makes it. I don't see him. Oh, I do see him at number 98. Oh, Chiefs. The Chiefs take David Dahl. Okay. So we miss out on him. But I mean, I had to take Asante. That was a no-brainer. That was a no-brainer. So the offensive line still is going to need a little bit of work. Is there anybody else that I could maybe grab? I guess we could go another D tackle, but not really. I might just sim out of this because there's not really anybody else that I want, I don't think. Nah, man, that sucks. David Dahl was going to be my big pick. I guess I could maybe trade for him, but I don't really think that's worth it. He's probably not going to cost that much if I did intend try to trade for him, but I had to take Samuel. He was going to be gone regardless of if I, or he was going to be gone guaranteed, but there was a little bit of a possibility that Dahl was still there. So we end up with Polamalu, Lance Briggs, and Samuel, who are all in the 70s. Those are good pickups. Rest of the class is best player Andre Johnson, then Polamalu, then Samuel. We came away with a good class, even though we didn't get a couple of guys that I was looking out for. But that's some good improvement to the team. We're going to be good, hopefully. The quarterback position is still up in the air. David Gerard is possibly the guy. We do have a Claxton who is a dev trait player. Maybe he'll develop. Who knows? Offense is coming together. We just need to figure out that quarterback position, if it's going to be Gerard or if it's going to be somebody else. And then the defense, we're going to turn Adrian Wilson into a free safety. Hopefully he doesn't go down too much. He's an 83 currently. But if we turn him to a free safety, stay around an 83, please. He's an 83. Perfect. So safety position absolutely figured out. Linebacking core might be figured out too if Lieber develops. So that's pretty awesome. We've got the cornerback room absolutely figured out. We're already completing this team. I mean, we just need to see some development. The guys need to progress and get higher overalls, but we're starting to put the pieces together. I'm going to simulate the season, and we will, you know what, let's just do simulate the preseason right now and load in the 2004 draft class. This could be where we get our quarterback. Maybe it's Eli Manning. Maybe it's Ben Roethlisberger. Who knows? We'll have to see where we finish. We won 7 games with not a great team. I mean, we had an okay team, but we didn't have like an amazing team by any means. LaDainian Tomlinson carried us. He led the league in rushing yards. but we'll load in this draft class. The defense is miles better than it was last year, so maybe that'll improve. But a lot of quarterbacks on the table. I guess we'll see where we're positioned. We're rated pretty highly. I mean, with LT playing the way that he does or simulating the way that he does, this could be a playoff team. I guess we'll have to find out. Year 2 is finished, and we're kind of just hovering around mediocrity at this point. We are 6-11. We won 7 games last year. We win 6 games this year. I think it's the quarterback at this point because you can see above my camera that LaDainian Tomlinson, if you can see that, LaDainian Tomlinson is absolutely carrying this team on his back like he did with the Chargers. But I do think it's the quarterback at this point. And if we get a quarterback soon and then it's still not working, then it's the playbooks, obviously. But these numbers are pathetic for David Gerard. I mean, come on. What are we doing here? LaDainian Tomlinson is literally breaking his back to get us some wins. He's all by himself. He's got no help from anybody. I mean, the receiving numbers are just abysmal, but that's because the quarterback is not their fault. Ray Lewis is dominating with tackles. Lance Briggs had a good year. Philip Buchanan, good signing. Tackle velocity was Hainsworth. I hope he goes up to his star dev. That'd be really helpful. Sack leader was Hannibal Navaez? Navia? Who? Crazy amount of sacks, though, for him. 6 for him. 4.5 for Bob Jones. 3 interceptions for Buchanan. 2 for Samuel and Smoot. 1 for Ray Lewis, Palomello, yada, 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 yada. Okay. So, we don't make the playoffs again. But this time, we should have a slightly higher draft pick. I guess it depends on how everybody else did, obviously. But we had number 10 last year, and we won 7 games. So maybe we have number 8 this year because we won 6 games. I don't know. Dolphins and Bucks in the bowl. What a wild combination. Maybe it's played in Tampa Bay. You never know. Or Hard Rock. It's going to be the Bucks who win the Super Bowl. Doug Flutie gets it done. Good for him. Good for the Flute. Flute! Let's see what happens when we get to the off season here. Season recap. What do we got? What do we got? What do we got? What do we got? Bucks win it. Rich Gannon's the MVP. Trent Green, MVP of the league. Hines Ward, Simeon Rice, Players of the Year. Carson Palmer and Brady James are your Rookies of the Year. Carson gets it done. Good for him on the Patriots. All right, how much money we got? We got 100 mil. 100 milli. Who can we spend it on? Ray Lewis, obviously. Hutchinson, obviously. Wilson, obviously. I mean, Hannibal had a lot of sacks. He had 6. All right, we'll start at the beginning with the obvious guys and then lock up everybody else if we have any money. So Ray's coming back for a killer contract, and we'll lock him up. Hutchinson, get him locked up for a while. He's not going anywhere. 86 overall. So he's going to come back. That leaves us with 63 million. We're going to get Adrian Wilson back. I guess we could take Sean Taylor, but we already have Adrian Wilson, so we don't need to worry about that. He's coming back. We have 44 million. Lamont Thompson, we don't need anymore because we have Wilson moved over. Lieber, we probably do need back because I don't have a plan at outside linebacker without him. So he is a little bit expensive for my taste, especially at 76 overall and no dev trait. But we have the money, so we might as well pay it. And then we're kind of just, do we pay Hannibal? Hannibal's too expensive. We can't pay that. Ron Dane's just a backup, and we can just let everybody else walk. We might as well. I mean, we got to keep that money for something more important. If it does come, got to keep that money. And we needed to pay Ray Lewis, obviously. So let's get to free agency. What do we got? Who's available? 29 million. Junior Seau, but he's 35. Daryl Jackson. That could be our offensive guard replacement. I don't think there's anybody here at free agency, though. I need to take a look at the roster before we make any final decisions. So our right guard got up to a 70. He was like a low 60 when the season started. He got up to a 70. Nobody on offense has a dev trait. Gerard's just not developing. Lance Briggs has superstar. Adrian Wilson, did he not have star? Did he always have normal? I don't remember. Okay. All right, we need to do some work here. Got to do some work here on in the draft because I'm not going to sign anybody in free agency. We just don't. I don't want to waste any money. There's not like an exact position that we have to go after. I mean, I could have gotten from like a 70 to an 80 on that right guard or left guard that moved to right guard, but is it really that where he didn't have a dev trait? The guy that we have in there right now has a dev trait, so it probably balances out at some point. But we get to private workouts. We've got Ben Roethlisberger. We're eyeing him. Hopefully he gets available to us because I think I might take Ben. He's probably going to be the one that we take. At least that's my initial thought. We probably need some more outside linebackers, if I'm being honest. Jonathan Vilma, we've seen go crazy in these. Other players, I mean, Babin could be cool. And I guess I'll scout. I'll finish up scouting Justin Smiley just because maybe we need a right guard. I mean, I know we have the start ev guy, but he is only a 70. You never know. We could get somebody better off the bat and then just be fine. All right, what's the mock draft looking like? Where's Ben Roethlisberger gonna go? None of the quarterbacks are in the top 5. That's huge. That's actually really, really big. So Eli's at 7. Okay, we can take whatever quarterback we want. Because we're at 6, Eli's at 7. And even if Eli goes ahead of us, Roethlisberger's at 20, and then obviously Phil's down the board. So if everything goes our way, we can have whatever quarterback we want. But that doesn't mean the board's actually going to follow that. So we'll have to wait and see. Because we've seen where we look at the mock draft and it has nobody, like a quarterback not even in there, but then they take the quarterback. So anything can happen here. Sean Taylor does go number 1 to Carolina. The Texans take Will Smith, the Fresh Prince. Then we get Larry Fitzgerald going to the Bears. Duh, Bears. Eagles take Roy Williams. And it looks like we're going to get either Ben Roethlisberger or Eli Manning. And it's going to be Eli Manning. Wow. For the first time in rebuild history here for me, we're going to come away with Eli Manning. I've never gotten him in any of these. Boom. And we got him at 5. We didn't even get him at like number 1 or anything. Eli Manning, that doesn't look like Eli, but it's okay. Because he's going to be the quarterback that wins us a Super Bowl. That's huge. Getting Eli Manning like that. Now we just got to put some good talent around him. So Chris Snee is still available. That might honestly be where I go. Darnell Dockett's available. Darnell could be good, but I like Albert Hainsworth. I think that might be... We might just stick with Hainsworth. I might go Chris Snee. Yeah, let's go Chris Snee in the second round. He's number 7 in true value. He's going to slot right into right guard, and we're going to be totally fine. The offensive line's going to be done at that point. Now we just need to get high overall players and have our guys that we have here already develop. Who do we take now? I do see a couple of guys, but this is probably a Jared Allen pick. We do need a defensive end. So Jared Allen, welcome aboard to the Raiders. He's number 32 in true value. He's got a hidden dev. We're knocking these out of the park. First 3 picks have been huge. First 3 picks have been absolutely massive. Here in the 4th round, I have absolutely no idea where we're going to go. It's not going to be wide receiver. Not going to be tight end. Not tackle. There's no other D tackle that I want, I don't think. Tommy Kelly's kind of cool. Linebackers, there's nobody. Is there an extra corner maybe? No, I think I'm just going to let the CPU handle this. The 3 picks that we got are perfectly fine. They're all at big positions of need. So I thought I hit end draft. They're all at big positions of need, so I'm totally fine with that. And we got our quarterback. And I didn't even have to trade up or anything. He just kind of fell to me. And we could have had Ben if Eli would have got taken earlier. but he didn't, and he ends up being the quarterback of our rebuild. He's a 73 overall. He's going to start right away over David Gerard. Sneeze a 75, Allen's a 69, but they all have dev traits, and they're all going to develop fairly quickly. NFL, Larry Fitzgerald's best player. Chris Sneeze right up there. Eli's down there a little bit. Boom. Big second draft. I'm excited to see how Eli develops. Like I said, I've never had him on one of these rebuilds before, so I'm excited to see how quickly he develops and how quickly he makes us a good team. But already I am liking the way this team is looking. We've got Gerard. They want him to start over Eli. I'm going to not allow that. We're going to trade him. Can I trade him for anything interesting? Cato June's 73 overall. Do I want Cato June? Probably not. I'll just trade him for another quarterback just to have a backup. Give me somebody that's not great. Who do I want as my backup? I mean, there's Ryan Leaf. But you already have Ben Roethlisberger. You don't need Gerard. Give me... I don't even know. I don't even know who I'm asking for. Give me somebody that's not, like, crazy good, but I guess it doesn't really matter. I could just go for literally anybody. Give me Cordell Stewart. He's expensive. I don't need anybody that expensive. Just give me Bobby Hoyne. I don't care. It could be literally anybody. Give me Bobby Hoyne. No. Give me the Cowboy. Give me the Cowboy Craig Krenzel. And then I'll take like a third round pick, I guess. Trade offer accepted. Okay, perfect. So now Eli's going to start. He's got decent weapons around him. He's got a great running back, a solid offensive line, a great tight end. The offense is done, at least I think. And we are going to move Jared Allen. We're going to switch. Oh, never mind. He already is. I was going to say we're going to switch him to right end. He already is a right end. He's just not high enough to be on the list yet. This team is very close to being done already. We just need to see these guys grow their overalls. Other than that, I mean, we're pretty good. We're pretty good to go. I'm going to simulate the season, and this could be a playoff run. Now with Eli Manning at quarterback, maybe I'm hyping him up too much. Maybe we're not going to be ready just yet. I don't know for sure, but I could just be hyping him up a little bit. But I think him in the combination of him and LT, he's got a great offensive line. He's got a great tight end. He's got great wide receivers. He's got the weapons around him. He has the facilities to make a decent run here. So we should be able to make some noise as long as he does, in fact, develop. But we'll load in the 2005 draft class. 2005. Bada bing, bada boom. Okay, here we go. It is 2005 draft time, and it is season 3 simulation time. Let's simulate and see how the rookie Eli Manning does in his rookie season. Year 3's finished. We went back up to 7 wins, so I guess Eli Manning did that. LaDainian Tomlinson again leads the league in yards. And I think it's time to change the playbooks because these numbers are just atrocious for Eli Manning. It's the same kind of thing we were dealing with David Gerard, and we know that Eli's clearly better. So it's just it's time for a playbook change, get some better offensive yards. Even though we have a killer running back who's getting 1,400 yards a season. Well, not a season, but he's averaging 5 per carry with 11 touchdowns. Yeah, that's amazing. But we need the passing numbers to be up higher if we want to win a Super Bowl. We can't just win it on the back of LaDainian Tomlinson. This isn't 1965. Ray Lewis, 113 tackles. Briggs, 107. We've got a good defense. I might keep the Raider defense because it seems to be putting up pretty good numbers. I mean, nothing spectacular. Like, we haven't seen, like, 15 sacks or 7 interceptions or anything, like, out of the ordinary. But, I mean, we're putting up consistent numbers. Jared Allen had a killer rookie year. I didn't even think he was going to play much. We're putting up okay numbers. I think we can win a championship with the Raider defense. We're not going to win anything with the Raider offense. I'm coming to that conclusion right now. So, once we get to year number 4, we will switch playbooks. I don't know what I'm going to go to. We could go like classic. We could go Charger playbook or Chiefs playbook and just have Jeremy Shockey go nuts. We could go Dallas. We could go Buffalo, we could go. What other good ones? I mean, we could go Charger. I mean, I accidentally said it. We could go Charger. We could go Philly. We could go. What other one would work with Eli's type of skill set? Probably a Dallas type of thing because Dak's not running like crazy. So maybe Dallas's offense would put up some big numbers. I mean, Cincinnati's offense would probably put up some pretty big numbers as well. And they kind of have a two wide receiver thing going. So maybe Cincinnati is what we do. Rams win the Super Bowl. Michael Barrow's MVP. Mike Vick is MVP of the league. Ricky Williams and Hugh Douglas are the players of the year. Jericho Cotchery and Sean Phillips. So it seems like Jericho Cotchery goes nuts when he's on any other team except for the one that I'm using. Because every time I've had him, he hasn't gone that crazy. But that's okay. That is all right. Okay, let's get to dev trade upgrades. What do we have here? Anything? Eli is revealed to have X Factor. Not a surprise. The Dayton Thompson goes up to X Factor and he's at true 99. No movement from the wide receivers in terms of dev trades since Chad moved up to star. Snee has superstar. Defensively, Jared Allen now starting has superstar dev. Samuel has X Factor now. We are seeing some improvements, obviously. I like to see all that. Negotiations. We don't have a ton of money this year. 46 mil. Chad, Bob Jones, Jeff Saturday. Okay, thankfully it's not anybody or it's not a bunch of people. We can afford to bring all these guys back, I think. Hopefully. We're going to get Chad back. He's going to be a little bit expensive. I got to be a little careful with my money now. We're starting to pinch pennies a little bit as I pay him a ton of money there. Got to get Saturday back before I get the other guy back. So let's lock up Jeff Saturday. He's going to come back. That leaves us with 17 million. Bob Jones has been a sneaky good player for us. I could pay him, but I might. Though I want to pay him this because we could always find a replacement. But we know he's good right now. We might as well just get him. I'm trying to win a Super Bowl as fast as possible. We know he's good right now. He's good enough right now, so we'll pay him. That leaves us with not a lot of money left, about 3 million in cap room. So we can't really do anything in free agency this year. But luckily, there's not really anybody that I would pay money for in free agency this year. So we kind of got lucky on that one. We got bailed out. But since we missed the playoffs, again, we're probably going to have around that 9, 10, 11 range for a pick again. And we've been able to get some good players with that pick. At least we got who did we get that last first draft? We got somebody. I'm already blanking. All right. So focus players. What do we need to go after? We could replace Dan Morgan at middle linebacker. We could. I mean, we could always add another wide receiver. Just because we have some 80 overall guys doesn't mean we can't add another wide receiver. So Braylon Edwards could be a guy for us. We could go with a Marcus Spears. I could always go linebacker, like I said. DeMarcus Ware would be elite. DeMarcus Ware might be my guy, actually. We might just go DeMarcus Ware. I'm kind of leaning towards DeMarcus. Because then we have him on one side. We have Lance Briggs on the other. That's a pretty elite combination right there. So I guess we'll see where everybody's mocked. And what pick we have and all that kind of stuff before we make our final decision, obviously. But let's see what's going on here. So mock draft number 5. Braylon Edwards at 2. Rodgers at 3. Sean Merriman at 7. So we're picking at 8. And we could have Roddy White or we could have DeMarcus Ware. I think it's going to be straight up DeMarcus Ware. That makes the most sense. It gives us an elite pass rushing core of Ray Lewis, Lance Briggs, and DeMarcus Ware. And we've seen DeMarcus Ware go crazy in these. So let's sim to our pick. And it looks like it followed exactly how it said it would. Rodgers is quarterbacking the Cowboys. That's kind of crazy. But DeMarcus, where yeah, big dog, there you are. All right, so we can just move Lieber somewhere, maybe just a backup, I guess. But we got to get DeMarcus. He's too valuable to pass up on. And then we'll go to the next round. Who's going to be available in this round? Cedric Benson. Hmm. There's not a lot, is there? Hmm. I mean, there's Vincent Jackson again. I think I took him in the other, the Charger one. I kind of want to take Justin Tuck here. I know we just re-signed the one guy, whatever his name was, Bob something. But I think having Justin Tuck could be pretty elite. I wonder if one of those guards is going to be there. Are one of the guards available? Evan Mathis is still available. Hmm. I might take Evan Mathis here. I mean, that seems like a no-brainer. We know he's killer uh, development in this, so he's number 9 in true value. We can always use an extra guard. And then entering the this is our second third round pick. I forgot we traded for that one with the David Gerard trade. So who do we go for now? I have no idea. Maybe take another corner? I mean, there's Brandon Browner, but I'm not going to take him in the third round. There's nobody at the linebacker spot that I want. We could take Ronald Fields, I guess, or maybe Jay Ratliff. I think I've taken Jay. I think I took Jay Ratliff in the Charger rebuild. I might as well do it again. All right, Jay Ratliff got taken. He can at least be a backup to Haynesworth at some point. And then I might go with this pick in the fourth round, take Brandon Browner, and then simulate out. This has been a really good draft. Or maybe, I was going to say maybe Brandon Browner's gone. He's still there. Okay. Boom. Brandon Browner, welcome aboard. Another corner added. We'll simulate out of this draft. Our guys are probably going to be decently low overalls, but with a new playbook, who knows? I still haven't even decided what playbook we're going to be moving to be fair. I have no idea. All right. How's our overalls looking? We got 79 DeMarcus Ware. He's going to be a freak. Tucker's 72. Mathis 75. 70 for Ratliff. 66. Okay, yeah. That was a pretty good draft. A pretty good draft. Logan Mankins was 80 overall. Totally fine. We got Evan Mathis anyway. All right, let's go see what this roster looks like. What playbook am I going to use? I kind of like the idea of moving to Cincinnati's. But then again, we don't really see Cincinnati do that well in simulation, so maybe we shouldn't move to them. We'll generate the best lineup just to be safe. Offense is looking pretty good. And then the defense, we've got Briggs and Ware. Yeah, the linebacking core is finished now. Allen and Jones. Tuck will probably surpass Jones pretty soon. Corner with Brandon Browner is going to be pretty elite. But now we got to figure out the schemes and figure out the playbooks. So we'll go there. Ooh, we got a 91% on a base 3-4. Interesting. Okay. But we're not going to be Las Vegas anymore. We're going to go to what one should we go to? San Francisco could be useful. Or Buffalo. But Buffalo, Josh Allen gets a little bit of run going, and I don't think Eli obviously doesn't fit that. I kind of like the idea of, I mean, we could obviously go Chiefs. I kind of like the idea of a San Francisco. Just to kind of test it out. Because we've seen San Francisco make the playoffs and make the Super Bowls and stuff in simulations. And we got a pretty good team. I think I might go San Fran, and we'll keep Vegas defense, or Raider defense, I guess. We'll try out the new playbook, see if this bumps up our numbers, bumps up our wins, and hopefully gets us into the playoffs for the first time, because we are now entering our 4th season of simulation, and around this point is usually when I start winning Super Bowls, or at least making the playoffs. So we're on the timetable now. We gotta impress people. We got to start winning games, start winning Super Bowls so we can finish this rebuild. We'll load in the 2006 draft just in case we don't win the Super Bowl this year. But I think the team is, I mean, the team is probably good enough to win one. I've won Super Bowls with worse teams. I'll say that. So, I mean, it could happen. It might just be the playbook. Maybe the playbook was holding us back. I guess we'll find out as Eli gets a nice upgrade through the preseason. And I will simulate the fourth season. Hopefully, we're actually making some noise with this new playbook change. Year 4 is in the books, and what a difference a playbook change makes. We switched from regular Raider playbooks to the San Francisco offense, kept the Raider defense, but switched to San Fran offense, and we win 12 games. So I guess we just needed the right playbook to compare, or to, what am I looking for? To pair, not compare, just regular pair. No, no, I was about to say something crazy, but we're not going to go there. The right playbook to pair alongside the team that we've already built together. So we've got 12 wins. It looks like Eli, I mean, these are the type of numbers I was expecting him to put up. Just the Raider playbook was not going to let him do that. Tomlinson finished third in yards, and Eli finished second in passing yards. So we're looking better now. I mean, these are great numbers. 4,500 yards, 44 touchdowns, 12 interceptions. Fantastic numbers for Eli. Rushing numbers, thankfully, LT still put up over 1,200 yards, even with the change of playbooks. He had 5.5 per carry. He's still God tier. No 1,000-yard receiver is crazy with 4,500 yards. Who was he throwing to? I mean, obviously, he had 3 guys over 900, but still, I feel like with 4,500 yards, you'd have at least one guy over 1,000, but I guess not. Very weird. Then you get to the defense, and Ray Lewis dominated, Briggs dominated, as you would expect. Hainsworth, tackle for loss leader. Okay, now we're starting to get the sacks. We just needed higher overall guys to get the double-digit sack numbers. DeMarcus Ware, Jared Allen both had really good seasons. Fred Smoot led the team in interceptions with 3. A couple guys had 2. All right. And obviously, you saw that we were the number 1 seed playing the Baltimore Ravens in the divisional round. Can we get the job done and go to the AFC title game? Yes, we can. 26-20. Little bit of a little sketchy one, but we do get it done nonetheless. 26-20. Eli is already an 88 overall. He was what, an 80? Was an 83 coming into the season? I can't remember exactly, but he's moved pretty high. And now we take on the Browns at home, AFC Championship. Maybe a Super Bowl on the horizon? I don't know. Let's find out. AFC Championship game, Browns and Raiders. It's kind of an odd one if you think about it. But this is a fantasy draft at the end of the day. And I'm just hoping we can get the job done and win an AFC title and go to the Super Bowl. We already lead by 10, 17-7. Browns offense can't get moving here. That's a good sign. They do score a touchdown, so it's a little bit sketch balls now, but we should be able to get the job done, hopefully. Score a touchdown, please. Yes, 24-14 is huge. 24-21, end the ball game, please. We do it. And we are playing in the Super Bowl in year number 4. I can't believe. Why does it always happen like that? It always happens where once we switch the playbooks to a good playbook that we know simulates well, why does it always happen where we play good? I don't know. It's shocking. Why don't I ever do this earlier? Why don't I ever start with a good playbook? I guess because then I wouldn't get any good draft picks. But we are here playing in the Super Bowl. Who's it going to be against? Let's find out. Hopefully it's not against like a good team that's won one before. It'll be against the Bucks. Did they win? Yeah, they won. They beat the Dolphins. That's right. So Tampa's got one, and this is a rematch of a real-life Super Bowl, which Tampa actually came away with back in 2001? Right? Because they were like the divider between the Patriot dynasty, right? Because it was like Patriots in 2000, then Patriots in 02, and no, that's not right. It was 2001, and then 2003 and 4, I think, were the Patriot dynasty. So, whatever. It doesn't matter. Off track. It is Buccaneers and Raiders. Let's go finish off this rebuild with a W. This is where the big boys play. It is Super Bowl Sunday. Buccaneers and Raiders. We're down 7-0, but I believe in the team. We score a touchdown, thankfully. Get another one, please. 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 Okay, only a field goal. 10-7. Just drive down the field and score. We're not going to do that, are we? Down 14-10. The Buccaneers have made this a game, and with 3 minutes to go, we are going to try to take the lead back. Can I do it? Guess we'll have to find out. Fire that in there. That's going to be Branch with a big catch. 2nd and 1. 176 yards, a touchdown, a pick for Eli Manning. Pick. Hand off to LT. Gets the first down, because of course he does. He's LaDainian Tomlinson. Where are we going to go with this football, though? Probably underneath. Ooh, Eli gets hit hard. Cannot get that away. He got hit real hard, too. Okay, couldn't get it away quick enough. 2nd and 10. Underneath. Oh, Reggie Wayne's wide open. Reggie Wayne wide open. And that'll probably be the 2-minute warning. And it is. Okay, so we need a touchdown. Field goal does nothing because it would only, I mean, it wouldn't even give us the lead, obviously. So field goal is not an option. Got to get a tutty. But we got 2 minutes and 3 timeouts. We're sitting pretty comfortable. Hit a little screen action, maybe. Yes, LT's going to, oh, the blocking was not there. They snuffed that out. It looked like it was going to work really well, but then the blocking never appeared, unfortunately. So that puts us in a little bit of a deficit. 2nd and 9. We'll motion out somebody. Not sure who that was. Stand in the pocket, and wow, I didn't even like move or anything. I set my feet and everything, and still that was out of the reach of whoever I was attempting to throw that to. That's crazy. How was that such a bad throw? An important 3rd down. Hit that on Chad Johnson. He turns up the field and gets the first down. Chad Ochocinco, baby. Huge. That's a really big first down, especially on a 3rd and long. Got to get that away. That's going to be caught by Branch, and Deion Branch will get there. I'm going to call timeout here. 55 seconds. Call a little timeout. Get a little bit of a breather going. 2nd and inches. I'm actually going to send whoever's out there on the edge. I think that's Reggie Wayne. We're going to send him deep. And I think Reggie Wayne actually won down the field, and he did. Touchdown. Good throw by Eli. And we have a 3-point lead. Can we hold on to it, though? Yes, we can. And Eli Manning's touchdown is what wins the Raiders the Super Bowl. We have completed the fantasy draft rebuild here in 2002. All we needed was 2 things. We needed a quarterback, which we got was Eli Manning, and then we needed a playbook change. The Raider playbook just wasn't good enough for us. It wasn't putting up the offensive numbers we needed. Maybe if we would have switched playbooks with David Gerard, maybe he would have done something. But we also had David Gerard in that Jaguars rebuild we've done a few weeks ago, and we switched playbooks and used him, and he still didn't get it done. We had to switch to Phillip Rivers for us to actually win something. So I guess David Gerard just doesn't simulate very well in these rebuilds. But that's okay. He's not a high overall anyway. But this is one of the more fun teams that I built. A lot of guys that I like on this team. I'm very excited. I mean, getting the offensive line figured out pretty early was a really, really good thing to do. Getting LT obviously was amazing because, I mean, he carried us to many more wins than we probably deserved early in the couple early seasons, 1 and 2. But then obviously getting Eli in the draft was the main turning point, and he wins Super Bowl MVP. Michael Vick wins another MVP of the league. Hines Ward and Chris Jenkins are the players of the year, and Aaron Rodgers and DeMarcus Ware are the rookies of the year. So we do end up with a rookie of the year. Good for DeMarcus. He probably already had X Factor, but now he guaranteed to have it. And we have a really good offense. Deion Branch up to star. Yeah, I think this team could repeat. This is a good team. This is a good team. Jared Allen's developed really well. Haynesworth, even though he didn't get a dev trait, he developed into a pretty solid D tackle. I mean, our safeties were good from the get-go once we got Troy Polamalu. Linebackers are unbelievably good. One of my best linebacking cores I've ever put together. The cornerback room I really like. It's really good. I mean, that free agent class with Buchanan and Smoot, getting both of them at the same time was huge. I mean, that was game-changing right there. So this is one of my more fun teams. I like this team a lot. There's a lot of fun players in this squad that I don't usually get because we just don't trade for them, like Jeremy Shockey or Steve Hutchinson, or on defense like Ray Lewis or guys like that, or I've never had Adrian Wilson before, so it's a fun one. I like this one. Hope you guys did too. If you did, and if you did enjoy it, leave it a like, subscribe to the channel, join the Juice Club, and like I said, I've got some other rebuilds that from comments that you guys have given on previous episodes or previous videos that I'm going to be doing in the future, the very, very near future. But if you want to add some new suggestions down below in the comments, feel free. I've got a bunch of different rosters we can pick from, 2002, 2012, 2018, modern day, obviously. Obviously this one, which I think I said already. So yeah, if you want to see any challenges or certain specific players or specific teams, whatever you want to see, let me know down below in the comments and we can take them on in the very, very near future. But I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you for stopping by. I appreciate it. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.